So children, up to now we have discussed different types of animals based upon their food habits. Now the animals are also different in their respiration. So the animals are also different in their respiration. So all living beings need energy, and they have to perform different daily life activities. So that's why all living beings need oxygen, need air. So that's why they breathe air. So without breathing, they cannot survive, and without air, they cannot survive. So they can breathe air for their survival and for getting energy, and they can also do different types of activities, daily life activities with the help of this air. So without air, the living animals cannot survive, they can die. That's why every living organism, that means every living beings, every animals need air. That's why they breathe air for getting energy. So if they get energy, they can able to do different types of daily life activities. So that's why, so all the animals will breathe air. But all the animals does not breathe with the same type of organs. So different animals will breathe through different organs. For example, so lungs and nose. So nose and lungs. So most of the birds, most of the animals and human beings, so most of the animals and human beings will breathe through their nose and lungs. So most of the animals, so that means mammals. So all the mammals and human beings and some type of birds. So all type of mammals and human beings and birds will breathe through their nose and lungs. For example, the example for mammals are dogs, cats and rats and tigers, cows, buffaloes, lions, wolf. So all the mammals. And also some birds, especially birds also breathe through their nose, and the air will goes into their lungs, and from the lungs the oxygen will be distributed to all their parts in their body. So the first breathing organism. So some animals and some birds will breathe through their nose and lungs. And the second breathing organ is gills. Gills. So children, especially fish. So the fish. So some aquatic animals like fish will breathe through their gills. So look at the picture. You are observing how the gills of a fish are. So the gills are feather-like structures which are present in red color, and they are present on either side of its head. So you have observed the gills of a fish in your daily life. So the gills are a feather-like structures which are present on both sides of its heads. So the gills helpful to the fishes to breathe oxygen present in the water. And these gills does not allow the water to enter into their body, and only oxygen will allow enter into their bodies. So especially fish will breathe through their gills. And the third is skin. So some animals will breathe through their skin. For example, frog. So frog, so especially frog can breathe through its skin and also lungs. So the frog can live on land and water. So if it is in water, it can breathe through its skin, and if it is on the land, it can breathe through its lungs. So frog is an example which breathe through its skin, and also an example for is earthworm. Earthworm. So earthworm can also breathe through its skin. So generally the skin of the earthworm is wet. So generally it lives in the soil where the soil is moist in every time. So that's why the skin of the earthworm is wet. So with the help of its moist skin, it can breathe in and breathe out. So and the fourth breathing organism. So the fourth one is gills, skin, and also scales. Sorry, spiracles. So spiracles, so some animals, especially some birds, will breathe through their spiracles. Example, cockroach and grasshopper. So children, these are some examples for the animals which breathe through their spiracles. So spiracles are the tiny air holes which are present under its body. So look at the picture, you are observing the spiracles present in the cockroach. They are tiny air holes. So with the help of spiracles, the cockroach and grasshopper will breathe the oxygen. So these are the different organisms present in different animals. So the animals will breathe through different organisms. The first one is nose and lungs. And some animals will breathe through their gills. Example, fishes. Some animals will breathe through their skin. Example, frog and earthworm. And some animals will breathe through their spiracles. Example, cockroach and grasshopper. So in this way, the animals are different in different respiration organs. So up to now we have discussed about different respiratory organs in different animals. And now we will discuss the movement